friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Trina. Today's video is going to be a week in my Kinbor, a week in my bullet journal sort of video. I actually thought that it would have been a good idea to do this like the week prior, like the current week that I'm in as I'm filming this. Today's portion, I'm just going to begin with the initial backbones of the week. Some sort of like a plan with me situation wherein I just stick a bunch of stickers, decorate the week, and prep the page for the week ahead. And as I've said earlier, if I'm being honest with you, I could have done it on the week that I'm currently in. I'm currently here on the 8th of March, and this week I've been sick this whole week, so it could have been a better week to do the week in my Kinbor. I will be filming as much as I can almost every day, every time I open my notebook to write something down. Hopefully I'm able to do it, but we're going to do it on the 10th to the 16th, and this is going to be that video. So as I've said earlier, right now we're just going to set up the page, prep the page for the week, and then as the day goes by, I'm going to come back, turn on my camera, and fill out each day, and maybe do some journaling along the way. We'll see. And for this week, I'm actually going to use my very new Crochet Skyline Sport in the Toyama teal color. I had a fiasco with this yesterday when I received it. Didn't expect it to be this small, if I'm being honest, but I did have a fiasco wherein I did not know that the bottom part, the bottom barrel, when I received the pen, turns out inside here there was a free cartridge, a blue cartridge inside, and it couldn't get out. I did not know that it was there. So when I placed the converter inside, the mini converter inside, it could not fit, and it was like messaging the seller wasn't replying. I was like panicking, and then I found a post wherein somebody also received their Crochet and did not know that there was a cartridge inside of the barrel as well, and panicked. And so I was like, oh, it was the same situation as I have. So I'm going to use the Crochet today in this video, and I am also using the Diamond Aurora Borealis for it, and I do have like a pen test for it here, and also journaled a little bit of the story of the Crochet. I should have like filmed myself opening. It would have been such a funny, embarrassing video to have my first impressions of the Crochet be that chaotic, and it's kind of like on brand with the whole cozy and chaos situation that I have here. And yeah, it's super smooth. It's smoother compared to the Parker 51 that I'm currently using from my grandfather, and less scratchy, of course, lighter. Of course, the Skyline Sport is like super light. It's like I'm just using a ballpoint pen, that sort of weight, and it's so small. Like the first impression when I opened the box is like, this is very small. And yeah, it's like a travel fountain pen, and Aurora Borealis is like super perfect for this pen. And yeah, this is the Crochet Skyline Sport in Toyama teal in the nib size fine. I was thinking of maybe getting a M size, like the medium tip, but I realized that maybe a fine is okay for me. It's universal. It's everything that you could use in, like, it's not super thick, it's not super thin as well, so the fine is good enough. And the disaster has passed. We have solved the problem, and so we go to this video. So as always, when it comes to like my initial plan with me, I just write down all of the bare bones that I know are coming up, but I will start with the decorating of the page. I already put down all of the cat stickers or cat washi tape rather, to indicate when I work. And yeah, I did not work like the rest of the week. I only worked the first day, like Monday, and then the rest of the week I was too sick to do anything. So we're going back to work on Monday, and I pulled out, these are like, you have seen probably these stickers already, always in my spreads. And also I got a washi card. It's almost done. I'm trying to use all of these washies up, and I have recently been super obsessed with like home gardens, like vegetable gardens, homesteads, and for some reason, like, that's my obsession for this week. And I am currently taking care of like the most basic of like cooking ingredients that you can plant. I recently bought a bunch of green onions, like the scallions, green onions, and they still have their roots. I chopped up on the top and then planted the bottom part, and now it's sort of like growing, like the tiniest bit, it's already growing. And yeah, I have been super obsessed with like growing and watching reels and videos of people growing vegetables in their garden. And we do have like a pretty decent sized garden and a lot of soil that's not being used. And I was thinking maybe one of these days I might start using all of the soil that are in like sacks, because we did used to have like a, what do you call that, like a flower bed that has been torn down because a tree was like has taken root in there, and we have to pull the tree out because the roots are like going into our house like structure, and it was super dangerous. So we decided to like tear the flower bed apart, and the soil, we kept the soil, and there's a lot of it still. So I was thinking maybe one of these days, who knows, I might end up like trying to use a lot of that soil in order to start my own like little vegetable and herb garden. So I was thinking maybe I will buy seeds one of these days to start maybe just the little herbs that I tend to use while cooking, maybe rosemary, thyme, lavender, oregano, maybe a little bit of basil and parsley as well. And I really need to research first. But for now, we have a little trial of me taking care of that spring onions. I don't think I have like a sort of green thumb, but my grandmother does have a pretty much a green thumb, if I'm being honest. I have killed maybe a couple of plants, but my grandmother always knows what to do to make plants thrive. So that's what we're going to be doing for the foreseeable future. And I just want to use up this washi tape. I'm just gonna put one here. This washi tape has been with me for like a couple of years now. I believe I bought this when I was still in high school, maybe, or like first year college, and that's like 11 years ago. So finally I have used up all of that washi tape and it's gone, and we are going to go maybe day by day for this. As of the moment, all I know is that I want this week, my goal for this week is, I already put it in here, like sock project part 1, but I really want to finish the first sock this week. So I'll finish the first sock and then I'm going to start the second sock. So what I'm doing actually, if you haven't seen my other videos, is that I'm doing a knitted sock project for my grandmother's birthday, which is coming up on the second week of April. And I am slowly getting by, and I do have my sock here that I would like to show you the progress of as of the moment, as of today, March 8th. And I'm just going to push you up a little bit here, and this is how the sock is looking like so far. It's a big sock. My grandmother's feet is not this big, but it's going to be a cozy bedroom sock that I hope that she will like. And this is already a size small for the tutorial that I am following. Like, it's peeling a little bit, if I'm being honest. This is like the first like sock that I am happy with how it turned out. Like, the first one that I did was actually of merino wool, and it's not really that pretty looking. It peeled and it like was not super pleasing to work with the yarn. And I decided to just use this, like, this kind of like milk cotton but also sock yarn. I don't know, I just bought it online, and it turns out that these like little charms that my dad and I got from Manila when we went there a couple of weeks ago, that is similar to the one that I am using here as a keychain for my Kinbor. It actually is quite perfect as a like what do you call this, a marker, like a, the term escapes me, like yeah, a marker for your knitting, and it just marks where I start with the row. And yeah, it actually fits perfectly, and it's quite light enough that it doesn't really hinder when I work. And I should have gotten more of these, if I'm being honest. Maybe one of these days. years later, I might get more stitch marker. Stitch marker is what it's called. God, like terms. This is the second video that I filmed today, and like a lot of like terminologies like escaping me. I am not sure what's going on there. I might still have been like, I might still be recovering from whatever this is that I'm not feeling well. But yeah, that's the whole game plan for the week. To finish the first sock and start with the second sock. And then I am like, this is the like 22nd is next week. Yeah, on the 22nd, my best friend and I are going out. I've already finished the Granny Square chickens that I was going to give to her, but for the Easter eggs, I still have not started, so I need to start the Easter eggs. I only need to make 2 crochet Easter eggs for her. What do I call this? Start Easter eggs. I only need to make 2 Easter eggs for her because what I'm making is that I made her 3 chickens for her and her parents, and then the 2 eggs are like representing of her dogs. So I just need to start doing that this week and hopefully finish it before the 22nd, which is when we are seeing each other for this month. We only see, my best friend and I only see each other for like once every a couple of months maybe. Like the last time we saw each other was I forgot, what was that? Like it was before her birthday. Like after my birthday we did meet once more, so like it's like a couple of months already since we last saw each other. So I need to get that done, and then I would like to finish one of my, what do you call this, I need to cover because one side is like my posting schedule. I need to finish one of these. I'm in the middle of the plotters, reading the plotters, and I'm also in the middle of the Best Minds. The Best Minds is a non-fiction book about a this person accounting the story of his best friend that turned into I'm not sure if it was a serial killer or like the best friend killed someone. And yeah, it was just their story of like, this is how he was when he was young, and I don't know why he became this way, something like that. Maybe like the environment, he wasn't taken care of properly when he mentioned that there was something wrong with his mind, something like that. And yeah, I really would like to finish the plotters and the Best Minds next week if possible, and start something new because I'm in the middle. Actually, I did finish yesterday evening as I'm filming this, so it's March 7th. While I was playing Fate Grand Order, I did put here Takasugi release. Takasugi is the newest so far released character for Fate Grand Order, and I'm super upset because I have spent 6 months saving up for his release only to not get him, and it's never guaranteed. Gacha is never guaranteed, and I'm like super free to play when it comes to Fate Grand Order, and I was super frustrated. So I took a couple of days in order to grind for more pulls for him, and while I was doing that, I was listening to the audiobook of Secret History, which is pretty good. I really like Secret History, and since I finished that last night, I am actually listening to the audiobook of Lord of the Flies by William Golding rather, today, and it's going great so far, if I'm being honest. It's like, I am reminded that I really enjoyed Hatchet by Gary Paulsen when I was younger. It was like the first book I've ever read when I was younger, and so this is also like boys surviving in the wilderness, being stranded in an island, but this is more chaotic because there's a lot of them, and they are like building their own systems, their own politics, their own rules and regulations in order to survive this island. It's quite interesting. But yeah, so far I'm an hour and a half into the audiobook of 7 hours, so it's fine. So I'm not going to write it there, but I'm hoping that I'm able to finish the books this week, and also this week. So we're going day by day. I think that's the only like really main stuff that I want for this week. I will add more once the week progresses. So Monday I am going to, where's my marker? Here we go. Monday I am going to post a video on Monday, and also on Tuesday. So we have 2 videos going up, and then I don't know what else other than go back to work here. Go back to work. It's going to be a restocking day as well because I haven't been all week, so I need to restock the shelves as much as I can this day. On Tuesday, I also don't know what else to do other than it's 11th, March 11, 10, 11, 12. On the 13th is my friend's birthday, just so I could remember to greet him. I will probably remember to greet him, but still, it's nice to put it down. This is the reason why I decided to do this like whole week in my Kinbor, because if I made a plan with me and this is all you see, it's going to be a very boring video. So for Sunday, I just want to film plan with me for next week and memo keep. And then I might film something in advance. Like, no, I'm probably going to film. Okay, so we're scheduling on camera, never mind. So yeah, so far, this is going to be how it looks. Hopefully by the time Monday rolls around, I will have something to fill these spots up, and I will see you when that day arrives. Good morning. So it's a little bit of a weird angle today, but it is finally Monday, the start of this actual week. And yesterday, Sunday, I already finished the first sock. So I have already started the second sock last night, and it's so nice to have like a goal and then start off the week checking off that goal without expecting. I wasn't really trying too hard to finish the sock yesterday, but I managed to do that. Today a video is coming up, and I believe it is my February in my Kinbor video. The roosters are very noisy today. I should probably get that premiered. For today, I'm actually going to create a tracker here to decide in order to check off whether or not I checked in with the parsley seeds that I planted yesterday. But let's go here on Monday. This is like a game related to-do list. I don't know what else yet to write in when I go back to work, but we'll just leave it as like it's going to be another restock day anyway. So I'm just going to put here day 1 of parsley so that I remember when I actually start with like checking in on these seeds. Day 1 parsley, and see if I'm able to germinate and have seedlings of parsley. And then for, of course, Fate Grand Order, I'm still grinding for Takasugi pulls. I would like to have my Miyamoto Musashi at bond level 11 by the end of the day, if I can. I'm a little bit ways away, so bond leveling up is like using them during quests and grinding, and I am like 190,000 points away from bond level 11, and each level grants me around 800 something points, so that's going to be like a ways away. But I am determined that today I will just keep on grinding upgrade materials for my characters and see if I'm able to do it. If not today, then probably by Wednesday I might be able to do that. We'll see. And yeah, I'm going to check back in with you guys once I finish whatever it is I'm doing for the day, and maybe journal a little bit in the journaling part of this notebook. I am going to put the habit tracker here though. Check in with seeds. And yeah, that is it for now. Good morning. It is Wednesday today, and I am slightly bit sick. I was also sick yesterday. That's why I wasn't able to film a talk through portion because I just woke up with a migraine basically, and I just couldn't. But I did manage to film a few clips of me journaling, but that's about it. I wasn't able to do anything basically. I even took a half day off because my head just hurt so much. So I definitely, so let's go back. Maybe on Monday I did finish a lot of things, except for maybe getting Musashi to bond level 11, which was ambitious of me. I started her with 189,000 points left before level up, and I ended the day with around 124. So I did manage to knock off 60,000 points on on this day. And last night, Tuesday night, when I played, I was able to knock out on like 20k, so I'm about 100,600 maybe points, because I didn't play that much yesterday. But good news is I was able to get Takasugi on the evening of the 10th, and I don't have space for this anymore because I've already written down stuff before I was able to do that. So please excuse the shadow. I'm filming this at 5 a.m. So I just want to put, maybe I should have put it up here. Oh dear. Maybe we can put a sticker here. I didn't bring stickers actually. So I might just put a sticker there because I made an error. I'm just going to write it down here. I actually still can't see because I just woke up. So this is going to be rough. At 519 Saints Court and 55 tickets. So that's kind of rough. I haven't gone out to the garden yet to check in with my seeds. I've been checking it every day because I want to see if the soil is still damp. I'm not putting them in under direct sunlight, but it has been quite humid recently, even though it's a little bit cold. I guess the weather is super erratic. That's why I have a migraine and also caught a cold. So I did check my plants yesterday, but I did not water because the soil was still damp. But I do collect rice water, when you clean the starch off rice. That's what I use to water my seedlings with, or seeds. It's not seedling yet, it's still in seed phase. So let's just ignore the letter T here. I'll put a sticker there later once I've woken up a little bit more. I really just have woken up from one of the weirdest dreams that I sadly have forgotten, but I had a feeling that it was super weird. So I also made an error here. I already uploaded my February my Kinbor last week, and the one that went up was actually my February wrap up for my reading. It was pretty fun. And then yesterday I did upload my memory keeping for week 10. So today is Wednesday, so I really need to go to Social Securities today in order to pay for my voluntary fees, and then go to Senior Citizens Office for paperwork basically with my aunt. And then I already computed my contribution share, so this is already okay. I just need to get forms. I don't know why I got a lot of forms the last year when I went to Social Security, so that I could prepare. Like, I pre-write like all of my payments, computations, and all that. And I cannot for the life of me find where I place the empty like forms. And so I need to get more, so that when I get there, I will just pay directly and no need to like write down and wait in line to get forms, something like that. I could just get a number and pay at the counter. So that's that. For the next couple of days, I did pre-write here. I still have not made actually the birthday gift for my friend's birthday. I already have an idea of what to give him, but I don't have the yarn for it. Or I do have the yarn for it, I just don't have like the time to execute it, basically. One, because I'm sick, and two, I have a lot of stuff to do for now. But I also am a little bit procrastinating on the fact that we might not be able to see each other for another year, basically, or maybe up until September for Pokemon Fun Day, which we somehow glossed over. Like, do you wanna go to Pokemon Fun Day? And we were like, okay, let's plan it, but then again, maybe we won't be able to go. So I'll just greet him on his birthday, and if we go on September, then I will rush make the gift. Such a bad friend. But anyway, on the 14th, my brother is actually going to Vietnam. I forgot about that for this weekend, so I might end up cleaning on the 16th, but I'm going to leave it blank because I'm already overwhelmed. I might still be recovering by the weekend, so I will not put cleaning a whole bathroom here just yet. But on the 14th, I am going on this, there's a sale at the mall with my aunt. I'm going because I'm going to look for stuff that I've been like trying to get a hand of, but still quite expensive, like cotton rounds for like my toner and such, and also moisturizer and some other skincare products. So yeah, so far that is it for today. I'm going to get back once anything else is happening. As for my Kinbor weeks, I did lose the previous like ink blotter bookmark sort of situation in the previous videos that I made, so I opened a new bottle of Tabasco sauce and I just took the packaging because it's kind of cool. So I made this into my new ink blotter bookmark. Basically, I just put it on a page. It's not perfect compared to the Pepero. Oh, was it Pepero? Yeah, it was Pepero. Packaging one, because it's not as wide as the page, as you can see. Like for the Pepero, I could probably use it as a what do you call this? Pen board, but for this one, it's just a bookmark ink blotter situation. I did write down yesterday, and then I realized when I got Takasugi on the evening of the 10th, it would have been perfect if I made this into a red rather than a green spread, or even if it's just an orange spread. So I don't know really what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking that maybe I will like alternate. I will make it into a two-colored one, which is green and orange for the washi tape, and then I'll also do a green and orange spread here if I find the appropriate colors of stickers, because I was thinking maybe I should draw Takasugi, like a chibi form or like a doodle form of Takasugi, just so I can have decorations, because of course I don't have stickers of him nor merch. So we'll see what I will be able to do by Sunday for that matter. Hello, I am back and it's Friday. If you can tell by my voice, I am still quite sick. This is probably the worst week to be filming this video, but in any case, today is Friday, as I've said. My brother already went to the airport, and I was too sick to go on the sale. We're supposed to go out, my aunt and I, but I still am sniffling. Got a cold, which is a problem, but I'm getting better. Hopefully by Monday, this all is gone. But I will update. I think I haven't updated since the 12th, even though I did film a few clips here and there. So a quick little update, recap, whatever. On the Wednesday on the 12th, I did manage to go to Social Securities in order
to pay for it. I'm voluntary paying, so I really need to go there, compute, and then pay at their counter because I'm super paranoid because my aunt used to pay it through bank, and I could possibly pay it through like online means, like online banking or sending money, or even paying through like a third party what do you call that, payment center. But I just needed to like pay a couple of fees, like the transaction fees, I guess. And what ended up happening is that when I went there, I already finished filling out my form. That is when I realized that there was something new, which is to generate your own transaction number before you go to the counter. And it was like, it used to be the cashier's like job to do the transaction numbers per transaction, and this time you have to generate it your own by yourself using a QR code that you scan before going to the cashier. And it's like, this takes up a little bit more time for the client and less work for the cashier, which I'm not sure if it's bothering me or not. But then again, it feels like I'm checking in before taking a flight, something like that, because I have my transaction number, which I'm going to write in the form and then pass it to the cashier to type that same transaction number. And it's like, this is getting too much. Like, a bunch of people that were in the line before me were like either senior citizens or getting there, and they are not really that tech savvy, so to speak. And a lot of the people that are assisting are like OJT from colleges, which are understandable. It tends to be that way. However, what I am hoping that happened during my transaction there was that there was at least one of them who was just giving out line numbers. Like, you have to show them your form that is completed before they give you a number so that you can line up to the cashier, because there was a lot of us. And my thing is that the person who is giving out the number is the same person assisting other people, and they are the ones that like fill out the form for the senior citizen, or they are like assisting other people who don't know how to use the QR, how to type it out, how to write in their form. And I had to wait for them to fill out the form and the QR code form transaction before I get my own number, which was frustrating because I've already finished. So I was hoping that at least one of them is not like, it's not necessarily assisting, but rather just give me a number before you finish filling out the form, because I've already finished I'm waiting for nothing, basically. So in any case, I finished with the transaction. I got sicker as I was waiting in line because the weather was super bad. It was like super hot, and then it rained, and then it became super hot again. And I was like sniffly, sneezing, and there were a lot of people everywhere, and the air condition was super cold in the office, and I was like, my head is hurting. And yeah, I was just super sick by the time. But in any case, I did take a half day off, and I went out to the garden and checked my parsley seeds, and we got a baby sprout. And throughout this week, we have 3 sprouts growing. One of them actually was trapped like below soil, so I was like debating on whether or not I should like try to open up a space for it to go out of the soil. I might do that later. But in any case, very happy that some of the parsley seeds are growing. And yeah, on 13th, I actually forgot that it was my friend's birthday, but I managed to greet him. And then I got a fever like the night before, so it was the evening of the 12th, and I was not able to sleep, had insomnia, tossed and turned, and somehow I was in and out of sleep. And it was funny because what I dreamt about was, what do you call this? I dreamt about me and a couple of women trying to wait out on tomato seedlings to grow a little bit bigger so that we could divide like all of the plants evenly, and then see with our own techniques which of us gets more yield with the tomatoes. And I was like, this dream was brought about me watching so many videos of tomato planting, because I believe tomato is one of the hardest plants to grow if you're not consistent, but also the easiest to grow in a temperature or climate rather that is in the Philippines. So we did manage to grow tomatoes this year early on, but it sadly died because of the heat wave. But we are managing to we're trying to grow more tomatoes outside in our garden. And so far they're just little sprouts, and it has been raining, so it's fine. And then while I was sick throughout these couple of days, I did try to read. I'm trying to find another book, and sadly I have DNF 2 books for the past 3 days of me trying to read. I did DNF The Familiar by Lee Bardugo because I just couldn't feel it. I don't think I can. And then I found an audiobook of The Ninth House by the same author, tried it, couldn't last 20 minutes in that book, and I just dropped it. I didn't continue with The Ninth House. And then the other book that I DNF, which is part of my TBR as well, is Funeral Songs for Dying Girls. And I tried 2 chapters and I wasn't interested. And so I checked with the ratings on Fable. Many people said that it was like a strange way to begin. You just don't get hooked with the strangeness that is in the beginning of the chapters, like 2 to 3 chapters. But if you push through, it's actually a great book. However, there is one that tagged it like it has spice, a little bit of spice, and it's also like subplot romance, which to me, I really just dislike it when it's like depression mixed with romance. Like there is like trauma when it comes to this book, because at the beginning it's like she was born and then her mother died during childbirth, and it was a choice between having her or dropping her in order for the mother to survive, and somehow the mother chose the child to live, and that's basically that. And it's like her thoughts are like, what if it was me that was not able to survive and it was my mom who lived? What happens? And she became obsessed with that thought. And to me, that oftentimes when it's like that depressive and then there is like a little bit of romance in it, it's kind of not my thing, so I dropped it. So what I am listening to as I am knitting socks, or the sock project that I have for my grandmother, House in the Cerulean Sea, TJ Klune. So far, it's fine. I thought it was like a little bit of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, or like they're like magical kids or kids with powers that are in an orphanage and they're prejudiced because of their backgrounds and they are deemed danger to society, something like that. Kind of weird. I don't know if I like it or not yet. But so far, that is it for what happened this week. I caught you up on all of those, and I also journaled a little bit here at the back. As I said earlier, that Takasugi came home. I did manage to put all skill level, all 5. I am bond level 5 as of the moment, going to 6. So hard to, so hard to farm for skill materials as of the moment, and I'm also quite bored with grinding. As for Musashi update for the bond level, I need 72,000 bond level points left, which was like, I'm very ambitious when it comes to like thinking that I'm able to finish the bond level grind this week. But if I'm being honest, I might end up doing it. I might end up finishing the bond level to 11 this week and have that 30 Saints Quartz to pull. But in any case, the other one, this was yesterday. I did journal a little bit of what happened so far, and I also have this, like my DNFs, parsley sprouts on day 4, and a lot of Zane games. I have been watching a lot of Pokemon quizzes on YouTube, and one of those Pokemon quizzes, I actually saw that they had like a chocolate cake as a prompt, and I was like, I want chocolate cake, and I asked my dad to buy me a very small Black Forest cake, and I was like, can you get me like the smallest one, because I know that they have petite cakes that are like 3 inches in diameter, and I wanted that. And he got me that, and then Black Forest cake is my favorite cake, and I could not taste anything when I ate it yesterday because of my sinuses that are clogged. So I'm like super disappointed in myself. But then again, getting better. I ate another slice today, and it's very delicious, and I'm very happy that I can finally taste again. And yeah, I'm continuing with my sock project. And the funny thing is, I don't know if I've already shown the first sock. This is super funny because of my error. I don't know how to fix this because I made an error while I was grafting the toe. I might like sew it in back. Like I might take another thinner yarn and then just sew it towards itself. But this is the first sock that I've finished. I finished this like last week. And for this week, this is how much I have finished, which is quite fast, if I'm being honest. So I'm here. So it's only the length of the foot left, and then part 2 of grafting the toe. Hopefully this time I'm better at grafting a toe. The difference between these two is that I made a mistake on the first one. It's supposed to be 58 stitches. I made this one 56. That's why there is 2 of the same stitch way here. It's supposed to be alternating. That's why I corrected it here with the ribbing part. So I expected this to be a little bit bigger because I have 2 extra stitches for this one. But somehow when I made this, I realized that the second one, I knitted it a bit tighter. Like, it's a little bit tighter. So this is a little bit smaller. So I'm like, what is happening? But yeah, I think I'm getting better at knitting socks, hopefully. I'm not even sure if this is the same length for the reinforced heel stitch. But in any case, I am very happy that I'm able to get this much done, and I am trying my best to finish this before the end of the week so that I could go towards finishing a couple of projects for my best friend, as well as for my aunt who's coming home next month. Have a lot of projects that are in the works that I am wanting to finish before the end of March. So far so good. As for the things that are in here, it rained a couple of days this week, a lot of days. I have to add another one here because my migraine is still up. Where is my... We have a pen pouch here of all of the stuff that I tend to use. I have my liniment in here. But I have been using this a lot this week, and I'm very pleased with it. Like, I've written a lot, and still, I don't think I have used up... Yeah, I have only used so little. Like, you can't even see it. You can't even see it. But I don't know if you can see, like, the top there. I haven't used that much, even though I've written quite a bit this week. So is it ink saving? Not sure, because if I used my Parker, I feel like it uses up ink so much. In any case, we are still here. I might fill this up tomorrow. It's too hot today, even though it's raining. It's too hot. I might fill this up today or like the end of the week. I will put a clip. I'm not going to talk through me writing this, but yeah, so far that is the update for this week. I'm going to come back tomorrow because I don't have any more plans today other than to add more and finish hopefully the leg. And before like grafting the toe, I am going to rest a bit because I'm not going to graft the toe today. Doing this heel and then the heel turn is just too much stress, and I will rest before I do the grafting because that's also difficult. So yeah, I'm going to come back and we'll see what happens tomorrow. So I will try my best to not be so gross in this video. I'm still quite sick, but it is Sunday, it is the last day, and I'm hoping to finish this video off with all of the updates that I have left. Yesterday, Saturday, I wasn't able to film any clips. 1, because I was also sniffly, but 2, I was in my most productive, I guess, when it comes to finishing up crochet and knitting projects. I do have like a bunch of stuff here that I'm going to show you that I've finished, maybe except for the updated book blanket that I'm still doing. Actually, I have finished a book just this morning, and I'm still going to update my book blanket for that book. But I have my finished objects here. I have my whips to the side, and I'm just going to talk about them because I was super productive yesterday and I was super excited. So I'm just going to put this to the side first and start with the ones. I guess I'm just going to open this because I did write down a list. Look at that. Ah, so beautiful. I have done so much yesterday. So yesterday when I woke up, I decided to, I don't know why, it's just March, and I decided to make the cover of my new reading journal, which is supposed to be used not until July. I have a Vico notebook that is in grid, which is my preferred. I prefer grid, as you can tell by the choices that I made for most of my notebooks. I really like the grid, and I decided to organize my merch stickers. So mainly I buy stickers that are Genshin, Honkai Star Rail when I still played Honkai Star Rail. I also have a few FGO stickers, Harvest Moon, we'll call this Pokemon, of course, and some anime stickers, and a lot of other merch stickers that I've collected over the years ever since I've been going to cons. And recently I haven't been to much cons, nor do I purchase a lot of stickers, except the ones that I actually now use. And when I opened the box of all of those stickers, I don't think I filmed that actually, because I was like everywhere, my brain is like everywhere, and I want to get it all done, and I didn't even have my phone that I use for filming near me. I was like listening to a podcast of some sort, or like Smosh or something, anything that's going on YouTube. I just autoplayed it, and then I just organized. And when I organized, I noticed that a lot of my stickers are starting to peel off from their backing, so I decided to just sort them by their stickiness. So some of them, as you can see here, are peeling off like these, and I decided those that are starting to peel off, I'm just going to stick it wherever I'm able to stick it in. And those that I really liked but know that I want to put it somewhere specific, like maybe a garden journal in the future, maybe my recipe journal needs a little bit of love there as well for the covers and the sections, dividers for it. So I divided and segregated all of the stickers based on type, and also put all of the almost losing their stickiness in one box, so that I could pull from that box whenever I do my weekly memory keeping at the end of the month, choose maybe 1 or 2 stickers from there as my centerpiece, and collage from there. And yeah, the setup of the new reading journal is kind of disastrous actually. Didn't film it. I wanted, like, every time I do like covers and setting up pages, I would like to do it in my own time as a means to relax. However, I made a lot of mistakes yesterday when I was writing. I actually used my Kaweco, and I actually used up a lot of ink yesterday. I even pushed up, as you can see, I even pushed up the cartridge because the ink was running low, and I guess I need to refill the ink for this maybe at a later time today. But we're going to finish this vlog first. But anyway, setting up the reading journal was disastrous, but I still enjoyed playing with stickers. If I'm going to show that reading journal to you guys come July, you would see that it's like a hodgepodge of everything that I found in that particular merch sticker box, because it was a lot. Like, I wanted the theme to be like sort of bookish, witchy, like Mona Magistus, and what do you call this? Like a witchy sort of vibe. And then when you open it, it's like everything that has to do with sweets and pastries and cakes, and like, okay, this is a hodgepodge. And still, it was fun to make. And then after that, I decided, why not I just take today to just update everything when it comes to my crocheting. So I did crochet 3 granny squares for the 3 books that I've finished over the past couple of days. In my book blanket, I will put a picture of the 3 squares. I'm not necessarily like keen to the 3 colors, because I was trying to change it up a little bit. I don't really want to use a lot of black, gray, and red in my blanket as of the moment, because a lot of books I will know that that will be the dominant color come the later half of the year, because of mystery thrillers and horror books. And then I did finish the length of the sock yesterday, and I'm just going to say it, I actually finished the sock today. And I really liked how I grafted this toe compared to the first one that I did. As you can see here, like, I have improved over, I just need concentration, I guess. I have improved a little bit in grafting the toe, minus this one. I'm pretty sad to see that. But when I was like measuring it out, seeing how long the leg was, I noticed that this one at the top, like, I'm not sure if you could tell from the camera, this one is lighter compared to this one. Like, it's super washed out. Like, it's at a very different dye lot. Even with the what do I call this? Like, the brighter blue from the variegation of the colors, this one is so washed out. So I was like, okay, one looks more worn out than the other, but it's fine. And I'm just going to keep this, and I am going to give this to my grandmother once her birthday rolls around next month. Just exciting. And other than that, the next one that I started and actually finished are the 2 Easter eggs that I made for my best friend. We're going out on the 22nd, which is next week, so I am happy that I'm able to finish this. This was a little bit wonky because I was trying out different like patternings and such, like I like this better with the altering double crochet and then single crochet, double single, and then decrease here at the top. While this one, I was doing doubles and then singles and then decrease. So this is a little bit wonky, a little bit more stretched out. But my inspiration for this is actually Easter eggs that are like have been painted over. By the way you paint it maybe is that you cover like the egg with pieces of crepe paper, like different strips of crepe paper, and then you wet the egg and then wait for it to dry so that the crepe paper color transfer to the eggshell in order to like paint it that way. And that is like the inspo for this. That's why it's like varying in colors, very scrappy, very good for scrap yarn projects. And the inside of this is just the gachapon capsules that I got from my last trip to Manila. I have a lot of them. I should have left most of the gachapon capsules in the Bandai store, and it was fine. I repurposed it. I was supposed to put in the leftover gem things that you have left over from your diamond painting. I wanted to put it in here in order to have like a sound so that it could be like a shaker. However, there are holes in here that I don't really want to put tape on because if it's exposed, then I don't know, I maybe should have put like tape over and then inside. I didn't think of that before doing this, but yeah, that's why it doesn't have like that maraca sound that I was planning on doing it with. And then I do have like the other stuff that I am giving to my best friend here. I have the chickens that I finished like a couple of weeks ago, actually. Kind of wonky looking, but they are fun. I wanted to include it in this video so that I could remember what colors I did for the granny square. Like this is supposed to be the spring court granny square tutorial. I will put the tutorial video, YouTube video that I followed down in the description if you want to make this chicken for yourself. But I made this one in this colorway. I did show this one to my best friend. Like this is the only one that I've shown her, and this is so far her favorite, even though she hasn't seen like this one yet. I know that she will also like this sort of color scheme. So yeah, these are the 3 chickens for my best friend and her parents, and then the 2 eggs for the doggies. And as for my whip pile, as you can see, there is one here that I have not checked off from my crochet projects list for Saturday. It is supposed to be a pie shaped or pie design pot holder that I was going to make for my aunt who is coming here for my grandmother's birthday. And I have my whip, what do you call this, bag, clear bag. And this is what it looks like so far. So I had a hard time, as you could tell, with like, I made a mistake somewhere here, so don't mind. I know you will be able to see the mistake if you will notice it, but you will probably notice it. But ignore this because I will still make from this color, like the lattice design, to make it like a strawberry pie, maybe. And I'm just doing, I do have a tutorial that I have seen for this. However, I just followed the tutorial for the inside filling, and then I made the back and also the pie crust myself just by making scallop, like a scallop border, and then I will double crochet a couple of lines for the lattice and then make it myself because I'm so done with this. I have been knitting for maybe 3 weeks now for the socks, and once I came back to a 5-ply yarn, I just couldn't take it. My hand couldn't take it. That's why I just finished this. And then the bottom crust situation, I didn't even put like filling in here anymore because I know that this is going to be used as a pot holder. So I don't want anything inside that could technically burn or like be dangerous. I don't know. This is very thick. Like this is very thick. I've already given my aunt like another pot holder that I made for her the last time she was here. So this is just an additional one. I wanted to make 2 of this actually. However, the remaining like colors for, or like yarn for this colorway, I only have a little bit left. So my plan is I do have like this color left, a little bit of it. So I was planning to just hold the yarn for this doubled and then make another pie, a little bit smaller maybe, and it will become a blueberry pie. So that's the plan. But for now, I haven't finished this yet. I also have like other stuff here. This is another pair of granny squares, almost similar to the other one that I made for my best friend. This is actually for me. I really like this colorway. and I saved this for myself, and I'm going to make, as you can see, these are the holes that I meant. I could probably technically cover it with washi tape or something, or like just clear tape, and then put the beads in so that it could have like the shaker sound. I'll do that another time. And I also have like a set of embroidery stuff there. I finally found the embroidery kit that I bought for myself last year. I forgot that it was inside of a storage container, so I pulled it out and put it in here so that it could be part of like my whip. So those are the projects that I finished yesterday. Super productive, and I'm happy that I'm able to finish a couple of projects like in just a day. And what I also was able to finish was a book this morning. So last night, after I decided finally to rest my hands, because my hands were aching after the pot holder, I decided to look up what book I would want to read next, because I did not really want to read The Shadow of What Was Lost as well as The Best Minds, which is bad because they are the last two that I have in my TBR for the month of March. However, I also have like the 25 books for 2025 list here. It's not here actually, the one that I've read, because I made a mistake in my reading journal where instead of 25 I wrote 26. So I decided it's going to be 26 books before 2026, and one of the books in there was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And I really was annoyed at first, and then part 2 happened, and I understand why this was a good book. And I have to say that I am actually looking forward to reading the second one because it's kind of interesting. I understand that it was supposed to be a popcorn read. It was super short, super readable, and I was like, I hate what's happening in the first part of this book, like the first 15 chapters of this book. I really hated it. I hated all the characters, and it was like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I reading this and hating it? And then realized when I was chatting at midnight with my friend, she calls it like a telenovela book, where all of the trashy cliches of a telenovela happens inside a book, and it's like a drama series. And we know that Filipinos, we eat up our like midday dramas, and like most of them are like domestic thrillers and like very much rags to riches sort of situation. And The Housemaid is not necessarily rags to riches, but rather it is, in a way, it has triggers. So triggers for like domestic violence and such. So I suggest you read up on the triggers list before reading it if you are planning on reading it. But still, it was like a roller coaster. I did not expect, like, I slept at midnight and then woke up early, like around 5 a.m. just to finish it. I was like, I've never done this for a book that I initially hated when I began reading, and then gave it 4 stars at the end of the book. And I was like, okay, now I understand why people enjoy that. I am supposed to like write a, what do you call this? Yeah, I did write an entry yesterday. I really like looking at this, by the way. It's very minimalist. I am so tempted to like put washi tape down here, but I'm just going to leave it. Sometimes you have to leave it open. It's okay. Leave it blank. But yeah, I have to write the journal and like review page in my reading journal for The Housemaid, and I'm having so much fun. And yeah, I think that is it for this week, because of course, we're finishing this vlog now, and I need to edit all of this so that I can free up space in order to film my plan with me for next week, as well as memory keeping for this week. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a peek of what it looks like so far. I did put the price tag here. This was for the reading journal, and this was for a toy that my brother bought in Hong Kong that did not have a stand. So I actually finally was productive enough yesterday to take out that figures, and then also get the container, or like a display case, acrylic case, that I planned to use it with, or put it in, and finally did it. I finally had the energy to do that. And yeah, other than that, more plant sprouts. I believe I have a video of that, a little bit of a clip for that before this talking portion, but I do apologize. It's kind of a bit chaotic, it's kind of a bit dirty. I have to turn on the flashlight for that because it was still dark when I went out, but they are growing. I even found tomato sprouts earlier in my other container, and I'm not sure if I destroyed it or not by touching the soil, but hopefully more sprout out from that batch of tomato seeds. We'll see. I'm excited, and I am very, much grateful for you if you have reached this part of the video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope you enjoyed, even though it is, as it always is with us here, a little bit of cozy, but a lot of chaos. And that is it for me for this week. Thank you so much again. I hope you enjoy. God bless you. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, I am better by that time. And yeah, thank you and